Hello，
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎您来到海外书场。今天我们做客的嘉宾是 Serrana.
Yes, I am.
But New York is a big city,
It
big
is.
city and a big opportunity.
Yes.
And you grew up there?
Yes, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
So, tell me a little bit your background, please.
Well, like I said, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was raised there. I joined the Army in 17, traveled, and then I met my wife in the Army, and we had a baby. Came here to Minnesota to raise her. I'm sorry, and then life went on, and my wife and I got divorced, and she's happily remarried now, and my daughter is happily married, and I have 2 beautiful grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes, I'm very proud. And let's see, what else? I started writing a few years back. My first book is called The Vasovagal Syncope Vampire.
吸血鬼
Oh,
Yeah.
say again?
吸血鬼
吸血鬼?
吸血鬼
And it's about a vampire that faints.
Wow.
So when a vampire sees blood, he faints instead of drinking. The last demographics my publisher sent me showed me a percentage was more like in their mid-20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fan base.
Uh-huh.
And then my second book is called The Tour Guides, Prayers for an Assassin.
Uh-huh.
That's about a person that is so bad the devil won't let him into hell. So.
Oh,
So
the
that's
devil even think he's too bad.
Yes, the devil
you
said,
are
no,
too bad.
You can't come in here.
You can't come here.
And then the
So where
next,
he go? If
Well, it's actually, you have to read the book. I can't tell you all that. But it's in the Western theology that's called purgatory, where if you're not good enough to get into heaven, but not bad enough to get into hell, you go to purgatory.
you go to the between
That's the middle ground.
middle ground, like
Yes.
we are middle ground.
Yes, kind of. Yes, exactly right.
I
This
see.
is this is a kind of purgatory, absolutely. So, and then I like to write about the supernatural because I'm a theologian. I study religion, and
Okay.
I study philosophy
Oh,
and history. So those things really add into my books.
very interesting.
And so the next book that is about to come out is called Renovating Hell. Renovating Hell is about the world is about to destroy itself.
Yes.
So God tells the devil, you're about to get a very big population, so you have to make hell bigger. And the only problem with that is that there's already demon lords and demon kings, and they're upset because they're going to have their land chopped up and sectioned off. So I think it's a good read. It was a lot of fun to write, and that's coming out, and I'm currently working on a new book. So yeah, I try to stay busy.
I have a question. That time you said the second book are very interesting. So for the Christian, either heaven, either hell, Buddhist, think people come back.
Yes,
right?
reincarnation.
What relationship with God and devil?
Uh-huh.
What kind of relationship? So that makes me very interesting. I want to read this book. So I think maybe if we did something really bad, but it's not really, really bad, so kind of like you take a test, but you not pass the test. So maybe God give you a second chance.
See, that's the basis of reincarnation. So like in Buddhism or in Hinduism, we have something called karma.
Karma, yeah.
Yes, so if you do bad in your life,
Yeah.
in your next life, your karma comes and chases you.
That's why something happened again.
Yes.
Sometimes like history is different story, but kind of really similar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because as human beings, we all tend to do the same thing. We do it a little bit differently because of our culture.
Yeah.
But other than that, you breathe, you eat, you go to the bathroom. So
Yes,
you want to
you're
be
right,
loved.
you're right.
Right? So as human beings, we all have that in common. We have more in common than we have differences. But the powers that be, we'll call them the powerful people,
Powerful people,
want us
yeah.
to think that we're different. They want us to think we don't have anything in common.
Right.
You know, because you may have gone to college and I didn't. You may make more money and I don't make enough
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
So they try to say this makes you different, but
Yeah.
it's not.
But it's not.
No.
Yeah, even the first king, you know, he's like have a whole world. So what? You only live as 53-year-old. When you die, your
Yes.
body just smell really bad. You can't
Yes.
even tell the word.
Yes.
So
my mother says, my mother says that the earth eats everyone.
right, Earth eat everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you die and you
Yes.
go into the earth.
No
So,
matter what, it's absolutely same.
yes, we have to learn how to respect
Right.
that everyone has the choice.
Yeah.
As long as you're not hurting me.
Right.
So you should be able to do whatever you want to do as long as you're not hurting someone else.
Right.
But the powers that be, the government, says, no, you have to do this way, that the other way.
That's the people.
Yes.
The
And-
people have kind of like a Lord of Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yes.
Like can so make people greedy.
Yes.
What power make people greedy?
Absolutely
And
right.
forgot what they want in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We forget that we're all born small, helpless,
Yeah.
defenseless, vulnerable, and we grow, and when our egos grow, we think we're more than what we are.
Yes.
You know, and because of that, we get the notion, I'm better than you.
Kind of like here's the light, and here little ants. Look, the shadow really big. Oh, I'm
Yes.
really big.
That's the perfect metaphor. Absolutely right. Yes, yes, yes. Well,
But,
one of the things that I like to point out in my books, the message underneath is that we're all the same.
We all the
So
same,
like,
yeah.
so like in the tour guide in my second book,
Yeah.
this guy is so bad that he can't get into hell and he can't get into heaven. What's going to happen?
Where he go?
So in purgatory, I created something called the celestial court, and that is angels and devils stand there as judge and jury
Yeah.
and decide whether you're good or bad.
Uh-huh.
So the message, overall message is that, so in the Western religion, they say the devil is the enemy of God.
Devil, animal, God. Yeah.
Is the enemy of God. He fights God.
Do you think so?
If God made the devil, how can the devil fight God? No, I don't think so.
Probably not. Probably is like a devil work for God.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I think. I think it's the yin yang. It's not two separate forces.
Yeah.
It's one force
Yeah.
that works harmoniously. And the difference is us.
Yeah.
It's what we do with the information and what we do with the energy. So if I see you on the street and you got a flat tire, and I pull over and I go, can I help you? And you say yes, and I help you. That's good energy.
Yeah.
Some people go, oh, and keep driving. Other people go, oh, there's a girl, let me help her. And only because, you know, it's
Yeah,
a girl.
they
If it
want
was a
something.
man, yes, if it was a man, now he'll fix his own car.
Yeah.
You know, so I think if we can lose maybe the need to feel better than someone else. Did you ever notice that when most people want to feel better, they look to someone who's feeling bad and they go, oh, I feel better. I'm not like him or her.
Right. Yes.
That's terrible.
Yes.
So we live our lives through comparison. And when we do that, we don't appreciate the true value of a person.
同理心.
Yeah, so if I look at you and I go, and I make up my mind who you are without ever talking to you, I can't know the
No,
real
I
my
know you're
teeth.
definitely not a Trump person.
Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody.
Okay.
But I think that oftentimes we presume. That is, we tend to think we know something before we know it.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the act of a fool. So if you see something and make a presumption before investigating and finding out. So like I sit and I talk to you. What did I find out? You speak good English for someone who here as short as you are, because if I was in China for 14 years, I would not speak Chinese as well as you do English. But I can also assume, okay, maybe she's single. Maybe I'll assume that, oh, maybe I can get with her. Or maybe I can assume, instead of sitting down and talking to you and finding out about you, I'm going to make all these judgments in my head. That's what we tend to do as people. And this is what I try to share with people. If you want to know a thing, you got to be a part of that thing. I can never know you if you don't share with me.
Right. Don't judge people's feet from your own shoes.
Oh, very good,
Right.
very
That's
good.
one.
Yes, yes. What we tend to do also is there's a saying that says, never judge a person until you walk a mile in their shoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I mean. But I don't know how to say.
Yeah, so, but the problem is with that, if I wear a size 12 and you wear a size 6, you'll never know what it is
Right.
to walk in my shoes.
Yes.
Right? So we have to understand that sometimes those type of sayings don't hold as true. So get to know the person before you try to walk in their shoes. So if I want to get to know you, instead of walking in your shoes, I should talk to you. I also have a new CD I'm about to release, and it's called the Sakura Sarelia. That is a tree that grows in Africa, and it talks about unity. And the CD is basically like one of the songs is called Orphans of Society, and that's about how all people that are poor are orphans in their own society. And that's because, like, how many homeless people are in this country?
A lot.
How many starving people? These are all orphans of our own society because we don't take care of them. We saw, oh, you're lazy because you're not working. Maybe he couldn't get a job. Maybe he's sick.
Yeah, maybe they have a mental problem or all kind of different.
You see?
Actually, I interview some people in my church is Northeast Minneapolis, called Elam Church, and one person, I said, I never see Asian homeless. Let me talk to him. So when I sit down and talk to him, he said the first time come to Elam Church, and that's the only time I see him. He's a monk, and what behind his story is he like 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Like when I talked to him, that is 5 years ago. He have a heart problem, but that time my husband already died, and also has a heart problem, and the heart too large, doesn't pump very well.
Yes.
So he waiting for the new heart. People who die and give to, but my husband's a pretty big guy, and he passed away. But this guy is same. So it's the same year in the same floor in with my husband. I don't even know. So it's so constant. So he got a heart actually. He got a heart. A 21-year-old boy have a accident, but he's a 35-year-old. He got a new heart.
Wow.
When he wake up, he got really mad. He said, "Why I got the heart? Why not other people?" I see him, he angry himself. And when he say that, I just feel, I hold his hand. I said, "You deserve this heart." And you people read my book, people know why. People will know why. But that time when I saw him, he said, "I almost can work now, and my wife and my children will be with me," because he lost the house, lost everything. He kind of, he can't even feel hot water or cold water.
Oh yes.
Really, really weak. So I never see him again. I think God sent it to him there to let me know his story. Have some meaning there, and that is yes, absolutely. I always hope a little bit when I see. I don't know what behind. Sometimes I give something, sometimes a little bit of money, but always hope a little bit. Yeah.
So you consider yourself a very helpful person?
I don't know about that. Yeah.
So if I fall down on the floor, will you help me up?
Depends. If a girl, I hope.
Depends. What?
I did, and Before I always help people, but
Okay.
one time it's really dangerous, and I don't do that anymore with
Oh,
man. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, I see by eyes. I know this person's good.
Okay.
I feel it's good, so I always do. Because I from really low, really low family, just feel like just from those people, and to little by little grow up and see a lot of assholes and go through a lot different time, you know,
Okay.
to be here. I don't go to school too much. I learn from a friend from fall down, from the hard way.
I'm a junior high school dropout.
Really? So,
I taught everything. I taught myself. You know, I mean, I was lucky enough to have a teacher that showed me some mental and spiritual things. But
you
school,
very spirited man. I can see.
yeah, I am. I like to think I am. But school,
No, I'm done with school. I'm freedom. I don't want to do that
yeah,
anymore. I hate to read a book.
what grade did you go to?
It's a little different in
Okay.
here. So we say
Is it middle school?
junior high.
Okay.
After junior high, I'm done. I now go to college.
Okay, me either.
I'm a street smart.
You know, that's what I am also.
I read people's life, and I don't like read the book, but I like use my ear to hear the book.
Okay. I've always loved to read. My mother
like
used
to
to,
read.
my mother used to tell me, go to sleep, go to sleep. I'm under the bed with the.
Yeah, you like
Ever
that.
since I was a little boy, I've loved
If
to
I
read.
read the book, 5 minutes you see me, I'm fall asleep. Yeah.
No, well, I'm getting like that now as I'm getting older. But no, I always used to love reading as
Have
a
a
boy.
book.
Yeah, and I always wanted to write a book. And so when I got out of the hospital, when I was in the hospital, I was an actor and a musician. And so my careers were gone.
Oh.
And I was just laying there, I would cry, going, what am I going to do with my life? And then there was a patient in the hospital, and the nurse gave him a needle,
Yeah.
and the patient fainted. And I said to the doctor, why'd that guy faint?
Yeah.
And it was the sight of his blood.
Yeah.
And I said, what is that called? And they told me vasovagal syncope.
Yeah.
And I said, that would be so cool for a book. And that's where I got the idea for write the vampire book that fainted at the sight of blood.
Wow, you're very creative.
Well, I was just putting things together, trying
Yeah.
to find something. And ever since then, I just,
How you grow up? How you grow up? Like what? You don't want to say
street,
that's fine.
very street, very,
With a lovely family?
broken family.
Broken family.
Yes.
Okay.
My father left when I was 8 years old. So I had to help my mother take care of my little brother.
You are older brother.
Yes, I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So my little brother, I had to
Yeah.
help take care of him. And then I was always kind of a smart kid, but I hated school.
Okay.
I hated school. And so that the teachers didn't understand that. They would say to my mother, what's wrong with your son?
Yeah.
And my mother said, he don't like you. And so I left school early, and then I ran the streets, you know, like kids in Brooklyn do.
Yeah.
And I got in a little bit of trouble. And then Mom said, okay, you're either going to go to jail or you're going to join the army.
You're
What do you
very
wanna do?"
smart. So of course smart boys make trouble.
Yes.
What trouble you make? Share some.
Okay, what kind
That's
of trouble?
okay.
Well, I used to ride my dirt bike in the street all the time and without a license, so that was trouble. I did what most kids did. I dealt little nickel bags of marijuana.
Oh, that's normal.
That is
probably
normal. In New York City, that's very normal.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, I wasn't really bad. I mean, you know, I never hurt anyone, and, you know, I never did anything like that. I've always respected my elders. I think the worst thing I did for my mother was quit school because she thought I was going to be a doctor or a lawyer or something
Yes,
like that.
yes.
And I'm like,
And you don't like army either.
No, I did.
You tell me
my
about
first
that.
couple of years I did fine, but after that,
Yeah.
this is just terrible. You know,
FBI come find you. You said you're not home.
I wish that was the case, Maishi, but it's not. I got in trouble because I was an idiot. I started doing drugs. I was a bad husband. My wife left me. She should have left me. I deserved that. And then when I got out of the army, I went home and I took a year to clean up, stop drinking, stop smoking, everything.
Wow.
And then I called my ex-wife up and I said, listen, I want to come and raise our daughter here to Minnesota. So I came from New York, came to Minnesota, and started to help raise my daughter. And then she met someone and fell in love with him, and they got married and moved. And then I met my fiance and stayed. So that's my rather boring life.
This wife got a great part of you.
Yes.
Yeah, when we're young, we just all like, if you don't have any trouble, you're boring.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely. Flatline. My lady here is a beautiful woman. She's very talented. She makes clothes. Very talented.
Oh, Jamie told me about.
Yes, you saw that coat in the one video?
Yes.
She made that coat.
She made that. Yes.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my goodness, she's beautiful.
Yes, thank
She's
you.
very,
thank you.
very
She
beautiful.
makes beautiful clothing, and I'm very proud of the work she does. And she's a lovely person, cares greatly for people, and drives me a little bit crazy.
What's her name?
Danae.
Danae.
Uh-huh.
That's a beautiful name.
Yes, and my mother loves her.
Of course.
Yes, of course. And my daughter loves her. My grandchildren, well, they're her grandchildren too, I guess. They love her.
Yeah.
And right now, I am looking for. Well, I got a new book coming out. I got a new CD coming out, and
CD is about your song.
My new song.
Your new song.
My
and
new
your
song's
music.
coming out.
Okay.
And then I got. Well, what I'm looking for right now, Maishi, is family friends. Friends that become your family.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I always see that because I from a broken family, and I grew up become a good person because I see a lot of assholes, but also I see good people too, and I grew because of them.
Okay.
So now even I'm in American, in China I have a lot of good friends, like not a lot, but some become family.
Yes.
So I always go back to China every year 2 times, go visit them, and for couple of weeks, and come back. So now when we old, we older become, because friend is we choice each other.
Yes.
Blood is we have no choice.
Right. Right.
My friend like that. In here also in Twin City, now I don't feel lonely anymore. I have a family friend.
That's
very important to my life. Now I want to talk about your music.
Okay.